welcome to the Shoreline, brought to you by Shores and Islands, Ohio, where finding your Lake Erie love is a sure thing. Thanks for joining us. We bring you the Shoreline every week to give the inside scoop on what's happening here in our island and coastal communities. I'm your host, Jill Bauer. I'm the PR manager for Shores and Islands, Ohio, and we are continuing through the month of December, but we're charging quickly towards the end of the year, guys. Time is flying, but we've still got a ton of great events to celebrate the holiday season coming up. We've got the Christmas markets, community celebrations, those Hallmark holiday moments, festival lights, and tons of ways to make family memories this season. We continue to encourage you to support local businesses and spend your gifting dollars on special and unique gifts. You know, the things that you can't find in the big box stores. Be sure to follow along with us in our hashtag Shop Local series on social media. We are featuring different small businesses every week with fun gifting and ideas to inspire you. You can also find us talking about upcoming events there, or of course, you can just head to our website. You can find the special events calendar and the links to all of our social media platforms at shoresandislands.com. Today on the Shoreline, we're talking about two local getaway options for the holiday season. One is a tropical escape right here in Sandusky, and the other is the lovely resort lodge located in Huron, Ohio. Joining us today are Lisa Jones, Director of Live Entertainment at Cedar Point. She's in charge of all the live programming that you enjoy at the park all season. And Sam Fowler, he is the Area Manager of Events and Resorts. He's responsible for the development of all special programming in the park and in the Cedar Point Resort hotels. So welcome to the podcast, Lisa and Sam.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
Of course. We're so happy to have you and really looking forward to talking about these getaway options. Let's start first, since it's getting really chilly up here in Northern Ohio. We all wish for a tropical getaway. Let's start with Castaway Bay. Castaway Bay is your Caribbean-themed indoor water park resort. It's perfect for families. And what a fun holiday surprise a trip to Castaway Bay would be, especially with what you guys have going on for the Christmas season. It's called Castaway Christmas. And what kind of special fun things are you guys planning now through the end of the year?
Yeah, so Castaway Bay, it's all children, family focused, like you said. Who would not want to spend Christmas in 82 degrees and nice weather and water parks and warmth? So everything there is centered around kids. So throughout the day, we have tons of activities that are hosted by our deckhands, which are live entertainment hosts. So there's the reindeer games, which are like a chance for the kids to come to the lobby, interact with these hosts, and just go crazy and have fun and be loud and make some noise while competing, and everybody gets prizes. Every night we have a holiday dance party. So it's a great way to burn off that last bit of energy you didn't get out at the water park.
Yeah.
Throughout the day, there are holiday crafts. There's a craft room in Castaway Bay upstairs on the second floor that is free with your stay. All these activities are free and part of your reservation as well. A big sort of show we have every night is the Castaway Christmas ship lighting. And it features like all the Castaway costume character friends like Gordy the Sea Turtle, Flo the Flamingo. It's a great chance for those kids to meet those characters and sing some songs and dance along. We also have our steel drum band. They play throughout the resort and they play in the water park.
So tropical Christmas music.
Yes, all the Christmas classics, but heard in a little bit different type of way.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Santa is at Castaway Bay. He is there to take pictures. He'll be in the ship lighting show. He'll be wandering around the resort in his Santa vacation wear. It's all very cute, very interactive, and included with your stay.
That was going to be my question. Now, is Santa dressed for the North Pole or is Santa dressed for the Caribbean?
So until Christmas, he's dressed for the North Pole because he's on duty. But once Christmas has passed, he decided to take his vacation at Castaway Bay this year. So after Christmas, for that week between Christmas and New Year's Eve, he is on vacation at Castaway. So then he's a little more casual. He is enjoying the resort as a guest. You might catch him in the game room bowling or things like that. So he is there for the full run of the event, but after Christmas, he gets to relax and have fun and actually just kind of be a guest at Castaway. But he's still kind of visiting, roaming the resort, visiting with kids, of course.
Well, absolutely. Even Santa needs a vacation, especially after all of that hard work on Christmas Eve. So speaking of, when we talk about Christmas Eve and that week after Christmas, you guys have a great way for families to ring in the new year as well. why don't you tell me what you're doing for December 31st?
Yeah, so last year we started a brand new event called Noon Year's, like Noon. So it is a New Year's celebration that happens right in the middle of the day for kids. We have characters, we have our hosts, there's music, there's crafts, there's a countdown timer of counting down from like until that noon time hits. And it's just a big celebration with confetti, and it's a great time.
It's perfect for kids, families with little kids, because they're not going to make it till midnight anyway, especially not at Castaway Bay. They're going to be worn out and they're hopefully going to fall asleep early. So it's great that they have their own little celebration. And is that included with your stay as well?
Yes, absolutely. And the crafts they get to make are special to New Year's. If they choose to come to the New Year's Eve celebration, they get to make noisemakers and New Year's Eve party hats that are, again, signature to Castaway Bay in that specific event, and it's all included in your stay.
Well, that's fantastic. Anything else that you guys wanted to mention regarding Castaway Bay before we move on to the other resort?
Just in general, like even if you're a local and you've been to Cedar Point 100 times and you have kids, give Castaway Bay give it a look. It is the coolest hotel, really themed, really pretty, and just really interactive.
Absolutely. And where can people go to find out more about Castaway Bay and Castaway Christmas?
CastawayBay.com.
Perfect. Well, let's move on to Sawmill Creek Resort, just down the road there in Huron, because it is truly transformed into a winter wonderland for the holiday season. They have Season of Joy already in full swing, and it continues now through December 31st as well. But let's first talk about just the amazing decor that you have going on at Sawmill Creek Resort. Are either of you involved with decorating over there?
That's actually handled by a different division of ours, but we do work very collaboratively with them so that any scenic required for the show or any other activities, coincide with the decor that's there. It's absolutely beautiful there, and it's very warm, Christmas, warm, fuzzy. It feels to me like a ski lodge, except with no mountains and in Ohio, but that's what it feels like, is that warm kind of log cabin, cozy Christmas.
Absolutely. And I've been there for, different Fireland Symphony events and meetings for work. And I actually got to stay during Season of Joy. I don't remember if it was last year or the year before, but, just stayed as a guest because it is just so remarkable. And the decor all throughout the resort, I mean, everywhere, inside, outside, the trees and the wreaths and the greenery. I mean, it is absolutely spectacular. So kudos to that staff that does the decorating. I know that a lot of people just stop by just to see that, just to walk around and be inspired. So that's a really cool aspect of it. But let's get into the details of what you have going on there for Season of Joy. And I want to start with the workshops, because that's a kind of a unique aspect of staying with you guys. That what can people do while they're there?
So there are several different workshops that are offered. Most of them are the culinary team is involved with them in some way. We have mixology, which we brought back from last year because it was very popular, where guests can learn directly from a bartender there at Sawmill Creek how to mix specialty holiday drinks. So that's very exciting. People seem to really enjoy that one. So we brought that one back. And then this year, the very, very, very first year we did Christmas at Sawmill, it was called Paint and Sip, where you could be taught how to paint, a pretty basic design and you could have a glass of wine while you're doing it. And then last year we stepped away from that, and people really missed it, and we heard that. So it's back and it's upgraded, and the level of paint, what you get to paint, and there's a specialty artist there, again, that's coaching you, walking you through every bit of it. But it's definitely a big step up from when we first introduced it as well. And yes, of course, you can still get a glass of wine with it. So Paint and Sip is back, which is very exciting. And so there's a number of other, again, mostly driven by the culinary team there at Sawmill Creek. They're excellent. You can decorate cookies, I believe. There's a number of different activities that you can do. And again, with your stay there is a bit of an upcharge with some of them depending on the activation, but other ones, the shows and and other activities are included in your stay. So you can pick and choose, like, for example, paint and sip, you're getting a glass of wine. So we can't give you free wine, unfortunately.
Right. Absolutely. Right.
Exactly. So it's not exorbitant. It is a nominal fee, but there are things like that are a bit of an upcharge. And then there's things like the shows and other things that are included in your stay. And it's all very fun. And there's a lot of different things, something for everybody.
Well, let's talk about those shows. You guys have Holly Jolly Entertainment, and it's fantastic what I have experienced the last couple of years when I've been there. The performers are really, really top notch. So talk to me a little bit about the performers and where people can see them.
Yeah, so the entertainment shows, we have 4 that happen throughout the event. And the first one back from last year is the Mistletones. It's a sort of Andrew Sisters type of vocal show with some choreography, really cute, some jokes, but a lot of singing. And it really harkens back to that classic Andrew Sisters Christmas concert type of feel. We also have carolers throughout the resort, so you may see them at one of the restaurants there called the Miller's Table. They may be popping in there singing. They may pop up in the rotunda and sing. So just keep an eye out for them, and they sing tons of classic Christmas songs as well as some new ones. New for this year is the Holiday Helper Hotline. That is a new show. It's a comedy. There's singing, there's jokes, and it kind of tells that relatable story of we all know somebody who's trying to make that perfect Christmas. And inevitably that never turns out like we think. It focuses on that, of finding the joy and the magic in that imperfect Christmas, no matter how off the rails it goes. So it's a really good show. Check that one out, brand new. And then on Saturdays, we have trivia in the Hideout Bar. Hideout Bar is also where they do the mixology. And so just come up there and they do some holiday trivia. Or we have elves that roam around the resort. And they will be there leading that.
Oh, my gosh. Are there regular performances, like nightly, or is there a schedule? How can people find out when they can see these different performances?
Yes, there are performances nightly in the rotunda. And then, as Sam mentioned, the carolers.
They could pop up anywhere, right?
Yes, and Miller's Table is a new location for them that we're trying this year. So it's not just in the Rotunda, and there's also stuff in the Hideout and at Miller's Table, and Paint and Sip is also, I believe, in the Harvest Room. So lots of locations. There's a rack card right there at the front desk, or you could also go to the website for Sawmill Creek and get a lot of more information and details. But there's actually a show schedule that you can pick up as a guest there and view the show times, the locations, and get all of the details.
And those are, as you mentioned, just included with your stay. You don't have to buy tickets or anything like that for any of the entertaining options.
Correct. The shows are fully included in your stay.
And of course, it would be the holiday season if we didn't all put on a few extra pounds. Let's talk about the different dining options that are available at Sawmill Creek Resort. You mentioned Miller's Table and the carolers possibly popping in there. Tell us a little bit about, the dining experiences that are offered throughout the resort.
I'll chime in. Hi, it's Tony again.
Tony, welcome to the program.
Thanks. I've been hiding in the corner.
Tony Clark, Director of Communications at Cedar Point.
I'm also the one that plugs their microphones in, so I kind of have to be here. So at Sawmill Creek Resort, the Miller's Table is the primary restaurant there. So they serve all kinds of great cuisine. In fact, the chef has upgraded and changed their menu recently, and the team there, serves more of it's a little more high end, but not so high end that's not approachable. So that is the main focus of Sawmill Creek Resort's dining option. One thing I want to mention too is there's the S'mores and More bar.
I was going to get to that. I was going to ask about s'mores.
When you're talking about food, Lisa mentioned earlier about the activations, the pop-up bar where the mixology class happens. I actually witnessed one last year and thought it was the most hilarious thing. I mean, the people just got so into it, and the laughter and the music, and it was really cool. But the S'mores and More bar, you can make your own s'mores. Again, that's a little bit of an upcharge, but it's an activity for you to do nonetheless. Yeah. And that combined with, the food at the Miller's Table, you got your mixology. Those are your main dining options during the season of joy there at Sawmill.
And the s'mores, do you cook those indoors or outdoors?
I believe that's outdoors.
I thought so too. I was thinking you had like fire pits or something.
Yeah, the cool thing about Sawmill is if you've never been there before, this is probably the best time to come and see it because the lights will surprise you, the decor inside will surprise you, and you don't have to stay at the resort to go in, so you could go in and see the holiday overlay with it's so beautiful. Like I can't, as Lisa mentioned, it's warm Christmas. It's not like Christmas threw up in your face. It's warm, cozy Christmas. And, the only tacky place, because we had the tacky pop-up bar is
The Hideout.
Yeah, the Hideout. Where you will see the tacky Christmas decorations, but everything else is just really tastefully done. And you can eat, by the way, at the Miller's Table year round. So that's also a nice option, especially now that our Bay Harbor restaurant is not going to be open now till the spring. So that is the place to be, really, when have friends and family in over vacation, over the holidays. Bring them in there and go check out. You can do these activations too, by the way. If you want to bring your friends and family and just do the mixology class, you can do that. You can do all of these things. So that's what makes this event very special and very unique.
So you don't have to be a guest of the resort to participate in some of those other activities.
You do not. So the entertainment really is the heart of this event, and seeing these talented performers showcase Christmas music in many different ways. If you're looking this is the great part about these two resorts. So Castaway Bay, definitely geared toward younger families. That's where you bring the small kids who are just getting into, thrills, and the water park is perfect for them. It's got attractions built towards the smaller kids. The rooms are very themed and geared toward the little kids. The characters, Gordy and Flo and all them, totally geared toward the little kids.
Absolutely.
Whereas Sawmill Creek is definitely more for adults looking for a relaxing getaway. So if you're trying to get away from it all, there's not a ton of craziness that's going on at Sawmill. It's just a very cozy mountainy retreat. There's outdoor spaces, little courtyards and things like that are beautiful. I had a friend got married there this summer, which was really cool to see. So there's that one is really for friends and family, adults looking for a weekend getaway. But it's just cozy. Plus, you do have access to the rest of Sandusky while you're staying at both of these resorts. So it's not just, you don't have to just sit in your room or, sit in the water park all day. You can go and explore the rest of what Sandusky has to offer as well. So it's a great staycation. It's a great vacation. And if you have relatives coming in, you can put them in either one of those resorts and they would be very, very happy.
They would be thrilled. And it's such a great, both of them are such a great idea for a holiday getaway. Kids are going to be out of school. You're going to hopefully get some time off to enjoy the holidays. As I mentioned, I stayed there. My husband and I got married in December, so we celebrated our 25th anniversary when we were at Sawmill Creek for Season of Joy. And
there we go. There's the applause.
Thank you. And, it was such a wonderful experience. Just like I said, walking around the resort and checking out the different decor. We had a really nice meal at Miller's Table. We hung out at Pop-Up Bar and had a couple of drinks. We watched the singers in the rotunda. It was just a really, really nice little getaway. And for us, it was just before the holidays. So as you mentioned, being in the region, there are other things that you can do as well. So, after our stay the next morning, we checked out and finished our shopping for Christmas morning.
Also, another side effect of this is, it's not, I'm definitely not going to get into politics here, but we're post-election. And if you have an in-law who's just got the hardest of hearts and you put them at Sawmill and then they get is it the cackles of your heart get warmed?
Well, I don't know. The Grinch's heart grew 3 sizes, so maybe it's that.
But you can maybe soften their heart with the beauty of Season of Joy. I think it's a great option, especially if you don't want them to stay at your house.
Then they're not in your guest room or on your couch.
Yes, not on your couch or digging through your fridge.
Well, and another great thing about it is, again, as a local, there's so many things to do downtown. There's so many things just in Sandusky to do. But, if the weather is a little bit tough that night, if it's cold, if it's windy, drive to Sawmill, take a drive around, look at those lights, head inside, grab a drink, watch a show.
And there are fireplaces throughout the resort too. There are places that you can just gather.
Yeah, there's several fireplaces. And that's one of the things I love the most when you go there is that there's a lot of these different little cozy nooks that you can just kind of like snuggle into a comfy couch. And I've seen people there just sort of hanging out by a fireplace in a leather couch, just snuggled in, either reading a book or whatever, It's very warm and homey and and it's comfort. Sawmill Christmas feels like comfort Christmas.
Absolutely. Well, one more thing that Sawmill has to offer before the end of the year, you guys have hosted a really popular New Year's Eve event for years. It's called Toast of the North Coast, New Year's Eve. What is planned for Toast of the North Coast this year?
Yeah, Toast of the North Coast is back. People have been really enjoying it, so we're doing it again. The band that we had the last couple of years is called Not Fast Enough. We're excited to bring them back. They're excited to be here. Guests have really enjoyed this event the last few years, so we really, want to keep it going. And this is something that you can get a meal, you can dance to the band, you can celebrate New Year's Eve with just, a warm, wonderful, cozy atmosphere, but a little more, party energy. The band is great. They have a wide range of music that they play, so there's definitely something that everybody will enjoy. And so, I definitely think people should come and check it out. It's super fun. You don't have to dress super formal. I have seen every kind of attire you can potentially imagine at Toast of the North Coast. It's about celebrating and having fun. So, I've seen people that go all out. One guy had a serious tux with a top hat and everything one year. It was great. And then two people behind him in line was a guy in a flannel shirt and a trucker hat, and he had a great time too. So it's really a fun night for anybody who wants to just have something to do locally that, you get to dance to a great band in a lovely resort and really ring in the new year with a warm group of friends.
And Toast of the North Coast is not exclusive to hotel guests either. Anybody can buy a ticket for
Correct.
that event. I would assume that there are lodging packages available.
There are. See, our wonderful resort team always puts a package together. So you can get one for Castaway Christmas at Castaway Bay or Season of Joy at Sawmill Creek. And if you go to those respective websites, castawaybay.com and then sawmillcreekresort.com, you will get some information there on what packages are available. So I would sign up. And then separately, too, if you wanted to buy your tickets to Toast of the North Coast, that's also on sawmillcreekresort.com website to get those tickets now. So plan your New Year's Eve and your Noon Year's Eve with the kids.
Definitely something for everyone, and we're looking forward to welcoming in 2025 with a bang. And just both options are fantastic getaway options if you're listening from outside of the area. Bring the family up, come and, make some fantastic memories with your loved ones. There's so much going on in the region that you can explore and so much included with your stay at both resorts. Anything else that we may have missed that you guys wanted to mention?
Nothing that I can think of from an entertainment standpoint, other than I know both of the events have become quite popular and the resorts do sometimes book out. Nights will sell out. So if you're interested in checking out one of these events at either Castaway Bay or Sawmill Creek, I would definitely recommend going online now and making reservations, because the resorts fill up really quickly over the holidays because a lot of people want to be there to enjoy it.
Absolutely.
I would be remiss if I didn't stick my Cedar Point hat on and butt into the conversation to tell you that it's the holidays, and if you're looking for gifts, now's the time to buy them. You can get a summer pass to Cedar Point, which is admission just to Cedar Point. No frills. It's got some of the benefits of the other passes, but the season pass, the summer pass gets you admission to Cedar Point only through Labor Day. And then your gold pass is the more all-inclusive pass. Those are great, great Christmas gifts because you
absolutely
don't have to do anything with it right away. You're ready for the next season. You can pick that up. Plus, a lot of people don't realize you can buy our merchandise online for the holidays or for any occasion, really. So if you go to cedarpoint.com, there's a link to go to our online store where you can buy little nano coasters that of Gatekeeper or any of the other coasters that we have. You can buy themed merchandise. You can buy Peanuts plush. You can buy your favorite rides in various forms, sweatshirts, hats, you name it. It's all there. So do not forget, the holiday season's here, and you can buy gifts online, including that summer pass or gold pass. When, of course, you're going to use it for Siren's Curse when it opens next year. So.
And we can't wait to talk to you about that. We're going to have you on again in the spring just before you open, and we'll talk about Siren's Curse and all the fun things.
And Top Thrill 2 coming back. So we got a lot. It's going to be, if you were going to buy a season pass, this is the year to actually buy it. And Lisa, of course, and Sam will have new entertainment options to share for the next season. So we're busy planning. We're already planning that now. The day after we close, it's like we're already working on next year.
And really, that's one of the best things about Cedar Point is that you do have the 2 resorts that are year round because, you still get a little bit of that magic, right? Especially with the holidays and Castaway Christmas and Season of Joy. I mean, like, you can really see down to the details that it is just like, the entertainment and the decor and all of that stuff that Cedar Point, I mean, it is professionally done and it is top notch.
Yeah, you know what's funny? These 2 sitting across from me, they used to have a really nice Christmas break where they didn't really do anything, and now, now that we've added these great shows, what's cool is that the team showcases their talent in everything that they do, and this is a great way to engage with Cedar Point's live entertainment team in the winter when we're closed. And we have a lot of fans that actually come up from various places, Columbus, Cincinnati, Canada, Pittsburgh. I mean, they will come for the weekend because they miss Cedar Point.
They know the entertainers.
Yeah, get a little taste of the great entertainment that we provide during the summer. So, these events are for everybody, whether you're a casual holiday fan or you're a diehard Cedar Point fan. It's a little something for everyone. And when I went and experienced Season of Joy, and I know I'm the PR person and I'm supposed to say nice things, but it's really well done. I mean, it was a great night out.
Why I mentioned my stay, same thing. Yeah. I know I'm supposed to say nice things, but it was really a fantastic getaway for our anniversary.
And we engage with, congratulations, by the way, and we engage with the event in many different ways. I was there with friends. It was a casual evening to do a little bit of a holiday festive stuff. And so we did Miller's Table. We did the caroling. We watched them. We watched the other shows. We did the crazy pop-up Christmas bar, and then that was our evening. But then there's people who want to stay the whole weekend, and maybe they want to enjoy that programming on Friday night, and then Saturday they go out and do things in Sandusky, and then Saturday night they're back at the resort enjoying the programming again. So however you want to utilize these events, they're there for your entertainment, to bring a little holiday spirit to you, and just make you feel merry this time of year.
Absolutely. Well, we've mentioned a lot of websites, and so one more time, give us all the different websites for shopping, for making reservations, and for finding out all the information.
So primary resort websites, sawmillcreekresort.com for Season of Joy. And then for Castaway Bay, it's just castawaybay.com. And then if you go to cedarpoint.com, then you get all of that is there. So you can link to those other resorts from there, plus the season pass deals that we have and any other promotions that we have, and the online shop. It'll take you to that store where, by the way, you can also buy items from other parks in our family. You can switch the store and you can buy something from Kings Island, for example, if you have a family member down at Kings Island or in Cincinnati that loves that park. So lots of great options for you, but cedarpoint.com is the main hub. You can go there and you can get connected to all of these.
It's all connected, and love it. Thank you, guys. Thank you to all of you, Lisa Jones, Sam Fowler, and of course, Tony Clark, for joining us on the Shoreline today. Be sure to check out Castaway Christmas at Castaway Bay and Season of Joy at Sawmill Creek Resort and make your plans for a festive getaway. Of course, thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this podcast, please be sure to like and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts so that you don't miss a minute of the action here in Shores and Islands, Ohio. You can also find more information, including past episodes, online at shoresandislands.com. We'll see you next time on The Shoreline.